Okay, so good day. I am Sir Pat, and today I will discuss to you what you need to do for our week 5 of our Mathematics 8. So, sa nakikita nyo sa ating camera, yan, nakatingin ng ating camera dito sa ating table and meron ako ditong pinapakitang figure, and this is what we call the rectangular coordinate system. So, uh, before we mm, uh, before I will discuss to you what you need to do for your learning tasks 1, 2, 3, and 4 and some activities that will included on your week 5, I will discuss to you our rectangular coordinate system, or what we so called the Cartesian plane, Cartesian coordinate system. So, uh, rectangular coordinate system are the two number line that is intersected and perpendicular to each other and meet at one point. So, pag sinabi nating perpendicular to each other, they are intersected at one point. So, ito yung intersection nila. That is the intersection point. And dapat yung dalawang line or the dalawang number line are have a right angle to each other. So, they are perpendicular. They have the right angle. Okay, so dito sa Cartesian plane, meron tayong tinatawag na ordered pair. Ano ba bang sinasabi nating ordered pair? So, bago ko muna i-discuss yon, I will discuss to you the parts of this coordinate system. So, let's start with the horizontal line. Yan. Kung makikita nyo dito sa ating right side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And our left side is -1, -2, -3, and -4. So, may arrowhead siya on both different sides, both opposite sides. So, which means the center of that will be 0. That horizontal line is what we call our x-axis. And this vertical line, uh, from uh, from 0, again that will be 0 pataas, that will, and 0 pababa, that will be your y axis. So ayan, and also syempre may tawag din tayo doon sa mismong intersection point ng x axis and y axis, and that will be your origin. Yan. Yan. So, that will be your x and y axis. Okay, so sa Cartesian plane or sa ating rectangular coordinate system, meron tayong ordered pair, and that will be your x and y. That point will determine that ordered pair will determine the exact location of a certain point in our rectangular coordinate system. For example, we need to locate 2 and 3. Okay, so 2 and 3. So paano natin mahanap si 2 and 3? Okay, so let's start with 2. And 2 is your x-axis. So hahanapin muna natin sa x-axis si 2. Nasaan si 2? Ito. Ito si 2. Nakikita? And then after you locate the x-axis 2, you need to go to y-axis, and that will be your 3. So hahanapin mo naman si 3 sa y-axis, and that will be the location. Now, you need to intersect the two points. So kung nasa x-axis siya, so you need to draw a imaginary vertical line. Yeah, so that will be your imaginary line. And for the y-axis naman, you need to draw a your imaginary horizontal line. At dun, pag nag-meet na yung dalawang point, so ito yung point of intersection, that will be the location of the ordered pair 2 and 3. Nakukuha? Okay. So, this Cartesian plane Oh, by the way, so, okay. This Cartesian plane has 4 quadrants. This will be the first quadrant. This will be the second quadrant. The third, oh, sorry. The third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. Okay. So, kasi kailangan nating ma-determine we can easily determine the nature of a certain ordered pair using your quadrant. For example, just like this one, 2, 3. Uh, dito lang sa first quadrant natin makikita na ang x and y axis natin ay parehas positive. As for example, 2 and 2, 2 and 3. So, again, parehas positive. So, ang ordered pair na dapat makikita natin sa first quadrant is positive, positive. So, yan lamang ang makikita nyong ordered pair sa first quadrant. Sa second quadrant, kung mapapansin nyo, si x-axis ay negative. So, negative ang x-axis natin at dito sa y-axis ay positive. So, negative, positive for second quadrant. Dito naman sa third quadrant, kung mapapansin nyo, x-axis is negative and y-axis is also negative. So, the ordered pair that you can determine on third quadrant will be negative, negative. At saka kung mapapansin nyo, sa diagonal, positive, positive si first quadrant, negative, negative si third quadrant. Napapansin? At syempre, kung ano yung kadiagonal ni fourth quadrant, which is kabaliktaran naman ni fourth. Kung si second is negative, positive, si fourth quadrant, panigurado, positive, negative yan. So, yan po yung gamit ng quadrant in order to determine the nature of a certain coordinate point. Okay, so let's go to your learning task and i-integrate natin ang mga nasabi ko po sa inyo sa mga learning task na kailangan nyo pong gawin for week 5. Okay, so let's go to your learning task 1. Okay, so on your learning task 1, in a separate graphing paper, plot the given points on one coordinate plane. Oh, by the way, this is a special topic, so that's why you need to have your graph paper. Ano po? Graph paper is just like your mathematics notebook na puro graph, pero parang nasa typewriting yun. Tapos may graph. Okay. So, on your learning task 1, you need to locate these 3. I will give you some examples. So, I have here 3 ordered pairs. So, ang kailangan daw natin gawin ay i-locate yung mga points na yan. These are points. This is a point. So, we have 3 points that we need to locate here in our coordinate plane. Okay, so let's start with the first one. We have 1, negative 2. Again, lagi munang uunahin si x and then y-axis. Ito po si x-axis, ito si y-axis. Okay, so let's start with number 1. That will be 1, negative 2. So, hanapin muna natin si 1 sa x-axis and this will be your 1. Nakikita? And then, negative 2. Negative 2. So, negative y-axis laging nasa baba ang negative. So, nandito. Then, you need to make a imaginary line. Kung ano yung intersection, that will be your point of ordered pair. And then, after mo malocate si 1, negative 2, you need to write the ordered pair besides the point. And that will be 1, negative 2. So, ganyan po ang gagawin nyo po sa ating learning task 1. Let's have this one. Negative 2, negative 3. Saan ko ba makikita si negative 2, negative 3? Okay, so negative 2, again, uunahin muna natin si x-axis. So, negative 2. So, ito si negative 2. So, nandito siya. And then, negative 3, nandito naman siya. So again, you need to make an imaginary line. Okay, so ito yung point of intersection. And then you need to write -2, -3. Last one, -1, 1. Okay, so again, x-axis will be your negative, x-axis, x variable, sorry, the x-axis will be -1. So that will be your -1 in this location. And 1 will be at this location. So you need to again made imaginary line. This is the point of intersection, and then write -1, 1. That will be the that 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 is the way on how to answer your learning task number 1. Okay, for the learning task number 2, you need to identify the quadrant and the axis of the following points. Okay, so let's have this one. Oh, by the way, I will put another given. Okay, so let's start with -1, -3. Kanina nasabi ko sa inyo yung about doon sa quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so you need to state the quadrant of each of the items. So I have here 4 ordered pairs. So let's start with -1, -3. So kung mapapansin nyo, si x-axis is negative, the y-axis is also negative. So alin ba sa apat na quadrant na yan ang negative negative, and that will be your third quadrant. So number 1 will be third quadrant. So yan lamang ang gagawin ninyo. Next, 5, -7. 5 is positive, -7 is negative. So ano ba yung positive negative natin sa ating apat na quadrant? That will be the fourth quadrant. So that will be 4. Next, 3, 4. 3 is positive, 4 is also positive. So alin dyan sa apat na yan ang positive positive? That is the first quadrant. So the first quadrant. Last one, 0, 4. 0. So, nasa origin siya. Then, 4. Nandito sa y-axis. So, nasa pagitan siya ng quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Pero wala siya sa mga mismong quadrant. So, pag ganyan, nasa mismong y-axis ang point, and that is 0, 4. So, that will be y-axis lamang. Wala siyang quadrant. Kung ang 0 ay si x, kung ang 0 naman ay si y, panigurado, x ang sagot dyan. Ano po? Again, kung ang 0 nyo po ay x, then automatic y na po ang sagot. Pero, for example, 5, 0. Given is 5, 0. Your y-axis is 0, so that will be x po ang sagot na dyan. So, yan lang po ang inyong gagawin for learning task number 2. Okay, for your learning task number 2, given an equation, I will give you an example. X plus y is equal to 3. And given the values of x, that will be -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. You need to find the value of the y coordinate and the ordered pair. So, paano po ang gagawin natin dyan? Okay. Kung mapapansin niyo po, si x-axis po yung may given. Or ang tawag namin po dito is the independent variable. Ibig sabihin ng independent variable, those are variables that can stand alone. Lagi po ito yung dito nakadepende ang lahat. Yan. Y-axis is the dependent variable. Si y-axis po laging nakadepende kay x. Again, inuulit ko po, si y laging nakadepende kay x. And after you find the value of your y-axis, we need to write the ordered pair. So malamang, si x na natin dyan is the value of x that are given right now. So it's negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So right now, all you need to do is to substitute those value of x's on the given equation, x plus y is equal to 3, in order to find the value of y and to write properly our 5 ordered pairs because we have 5 given. So let's start with negative 1. So first, you need to write first the equation. X plus y is equal to 3. Substitute negative 1. So substitute means replace. Palitan mo si x ng negative 1. So that will be negative 1 plus, nakikita, y is equal to 3. Next, you need to move negative 1 to right. How? You need to make negative 1 0. So, paano natin gagawing 0 sa negative 1? Add positive 1 para maging 0. That will be negative 1 plus y plus 1 kung is equal to 3. Nag-add ka sa kabila ng isa, so mag-a-add ka rin sa kabila ng isa. And that is what we called additive property of equality. Kung mag-a-add ka sa kabila, mag-a-add ka rin sa kabila. So, yan, pwede na natin gawing 0 si negative 1 because negative 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. So, matitira na lamang is y is equal to 3 plus 1, that would be 4. And your answer for y will be negative 4 corresponds to the value of x, which is negative 1. So, that will be 4. Your value of, your ordered pair right now will be negative 1, 4. And that's how you need to do for learning task number 2. So, yun lamang ang gagawin nyo. Hindi ko na ibibigay ang sagot dun sa iba kasi mukhang naipaliwanag ko na ng ayos kung anong dapat nyo gawin sa learning task number 2. Okay, so let's move on to the second activity of your learning task number 2, and that is to determine the slope of a given line given the 2 points. So, as I will state one of the famous line of Euclid, and Euclid said that you can determine a line with 2 points. For example, I have his point A, and we have here point B. If you connect 2 dots or the 2 points, so you can make a a straight line. For example, this one. Sorry, wala po akong ruler. So I have an improvised ruler here in my side. So, and for me, that's true. So you can form a line within 2 points. So, ayan. So that is the principle of a line. So right now, you need to find the slope. So if we say slope, that is the steepness or how a line is describes the inclinedness of a line. So as you can see here, this is the coordinate plane and this is a line, a straight line, or is so we need to determine the slope or the steepness of a line. Gaano ba siya ka-slant? Yan. So in finding a slope using 2 points, so on your learning task number 2, you are given a 2 ordered pair. So in order to find the slope, it is represent as m, that will be equal to rise over run. So ito po yung rise. This is your rise. That is the rise. And this part will be your run. Rise, pataas, run, patakbo. Kaya rise over run. Or, it may be equal to the change of x, the change of y. Kasi kung mapapansin nyo, patayo, linya niya si y-axis. Ano po? The change of y over the change of x. Or, sa madaling sabi, the usual formula for slope will be the difference of y-axis, or for example y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Or pwede rin naman na y sub 1 minus y sub 2 over x sub 1 minus x sub 2. Sir, pwede po ba kunwari ay y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 1 minus x sub 2? Hindi po. Hindi po maaari. Due to the sign of each number. Medyo sasablay na tayo dyan. Ano po? So, this is the two formulas that can be used in order to find the slope of a certain line. Okay, so now, how do we find the slope of a certain line? So let's have this one. I have here a given ordered pair. For example, it's negative 1 and 5. And 2, 3. Okay, so mahirap na paraan. May paraan naman. We have two ways on how to find the slope of these two ordered pair. The first one is the hard part, which is you need to plot these two ordered pair, which is mahirap. So, may madaling paraan, and that is the use of the formula of the slope. Again, in order to find the slope, we have the formula m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. This will be your first, and this will be your second point. So, let's have this one. Y sub 2, that will be 3 minus 5 over x sub 2, 2 minus negative 1. Let's simplify. 3 minus 5. So that will be negative 2 over double negative. So negative times negative, that will be positive. So 2 plus 1, that will be 3. And that will be the slope of your two ordered pair. So yan lamang po ang gagawin ninyo. Yan. So that will be your learning task number 2. Okay, so let's start your learning task 3. Learning task 3, activity A, nasabi ko na kanina, madali na yan. Learning task B, learning task 3, activity B, ay almost the same ng kung ano ang sasabihin ko ngayon. So, makinig. And also, this activity 3. So, complete me. Makinig ng mabuti kasi medyo mahalaga ito. Okay, so let's have this one. I will change this one. Okay, so I have here a linear equation, and we have 2x minus y is equal to negative 1. Okay, so we need to complete this table. We called it as a table of values. And then we need to plot this on a Cartesian plane and make a straight line. If we say linear equation, if you plot that on your Cartesian plane, it forms a straight line. Okay, so let's start with if x is equal to 0. So again, let's copy the equation. 2x minus y is equal to negative 1. Substitute the value of 0. That will be 2 times 0. minus y is equal to negative 1. Then, so 2 times 0, that will be equal to 0. So that will be negative y is equal to negative 1. Make it both positive, that will be y is equal to 1. So y is equal to 1. Okay. So, erase ko na. What if your x will be positive 1? So, again, copy 2. O, substitute ko lang para mabilis. 2 times 1 minus y is equal to negative 1. So, that will be 2 minus y is equal to negative 1. Make 2 become 0. So, we need to subtract 0 on both sides. So, that will be 2 minus y minus 2 is equal to negative 1 minus 2. Oh, sorry. That will be minus 2. 2 minus 2, that will be 0. So, matitira na lang is negative y is equal to negative 1 minus negative 2. That will be negative 3. And y is equal to 3. Divide both sides by negative 1. So, by the way, your y will be equal to 3. Next. What if your x is 2? So, that will be 2 times 2 minus y is equal to negative 1. Then, 2 times 2, that will be 4 minus y is equal to negative 1. Make 4 become 0. So, how do we make 4 become 0? So, we need to subtract that by negative. We need to subtract that by 4. So, that will be 4 minus y minus 4 is equal to negative 1 minus 4. Subtractive property. So, that will become negative y is equal to negative 1 minus 4. That will be negative 5. Y will be 5. So, may wild guess na kayo. 1, 3, 5. Is it 7? Check natin. Check natin if that is 7. So, substitute 3 if x is 3. 2 times 3 minus y is equal to negative 1. So, that will become 6 minus y is equal to negative 1. Nakikita? And then, make 6 become 0. So, that will be 6 minus y minus 6 is equal to negative 1 minus 6. 6 minus 6, that will become 0. So, that will be negative y is equal to negative 7. Divide both sides by negative 1. So, y becomes 7. So, our guess is correct. 7. Now, as you can see here, we have 4 values. So, x for the x and y. So, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and then the corresponding dependent variable. So, we have 4 ordered pairs. So, that will be 0, 1. Nakikita? 1, 3, 2, 5, and 3, 7. Okay, so paano natin ipa-plot yan? So, i-plot natin siya using your coordinate plane. So, x-axis muna tayo. 1, 3, 5, 7. Tapos, negative 1, negative 3, negative 5, negative 7. Due to my, sorry for my improvise whiteboard. Yan. Pag kumita na si sir, bibili na ako ng mas maganda. But for now, siguro naman naintindihan nyo naman ang sinasabi ko, no? Intindihin nyo po klase ko ang sinasabi ko para may kahit papaano, kahit hindi nyo ako nakikita, naidadaloy ko pa rin ang mga kaalaman mula sa akin papunta sa inyo. Okay, so for y, that will be 1, 3, 5, 7. Negative 1, negative 3, negative 5, negative 7. Okay, let's start with 0, 1. 0, so nandito sa gitna. Then 1, nandito. That will be 0, 1. So that will be your first point. Next, 1, 3. 1, 3. 1, 3. So nandito. Next, 2, 5. So, gitna ng 2 and 3. So, 2, 5. Dito. Sir, bakit hindi na po kayo nagawa ng imaginary line? Mas malinis kasing tignan. Yan. Pero kung medyo may pagkamalinaw din ng mata nyo, pwede nyo gawin ang ginagawa ko. Pero if you are practicing what we are doing right now, please make a imaginary line. So, 3, 7. So, ito yung sinasabi kong imaginary line kanina. 3, tapos ito yung 7. So, 7. So, ito yung intersection. That will be 3, 7. Now, after you make those 4 dots, as you can see, parang sunod-sunod, no? We can now connect the dots. And that is your straight line. And that is the plot of the equation. You need to write the equation besides the linear equation. So that will be 2x minus y is equal to negative 1. That is the plot of that equation. So that is what you need to do for some activities that you can see on your learning task number 3. Okay, so for your learning task number 4, this is the last task that you need to do for week 5. So given a linear equation x plus y is equal to negative 3, that is my example, you need to find the two solutions or the two ordered pair. Next, after you find the two ordered pair, you need to graph the 2 points. And for number 3, find the slope. Okay, so on the first one, on the first instruction, you need to find the two solutions. So sinabi ko nga sa inyo kanina that Euclid said that we can determine a line within 2 points. So we can graph a linear equation using just 2 points. So ito yung class technique ko. So again, we need to make a table of values. But nung kanina ginawa natin is 1 2 3 4, di ba? 0 1 2 3. Ngayon, padadaliin ko ang trabaho nyo. You need to put 0 on x and the other side for y. Yung parang tic-tac-toe. Okay. So, using the equation x plus y is equal to negative 3, we need to find the value of y if x is 0, and we need to find the value of x if y naman is 0. Yan. So, on that scenario, we can find the two values or the two ordered pair. So, let's start with what if x is equal to 0. So, again, copy the equation. X plus y is equal to negative 3. If x is 0, so 0 plus y is equal to negative 3. Then, y is equal to negative 3. Dali, no? Next. What if y is equal to 0? What is the value of x? So, again, copy. X plus y is equal to negative 3. But y is equal to 0, so x plus 0 is equal to negative 3. X is equal to negative 3. And that is also negative 3. So, which means the two ordered pair is 0, negative 3, and negative 3, 0. So, is it possible na ganyan ang ating ordered pair? Yes. Okay lamang siya. Okay. So, we are already find the two ordered pair. So, we need to make our Cartesian plane or the rectangular coordinate system in order to graph the two ordered pair. So again perpendicular. If we say perpendicular, we have a right angle. Dapat ito po ay right angle. Ano po? Pero buburahin ko na yan para If we say right angle, babalikan natin ang inyong grade 3 mathematics. If we say right angle, that the measure of angle is 90 at exactly 90 degrees. Okay, so we have here 1, 2, 3. 1, sorry, -1, -2, -3. 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. So let's start with 0, 3. 0, -3, pababa. Ito yon, nakikita? And then, -3, 0. Ito yon. Yeah. Then, let's now connect the dots. So, ito yung 0, -3, and ito yung -3, 0. -3, 0. Hindi na ako umangat kasi 0 nga eh. No? Connect the dots. That will be your line. That is your number 2. And after that, again, after you make that linear equation, a linear line, sorry, you need to write the linear equation beside the line. That will be x plus y is equal to -3. So, yun yung pangalan ng line na yan. That line is x plus y is equal to -3. Okay, next, number 3, we need to find the slope. Yeah, so, again, the slope is equal to m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So, that will be equal to, this is your this is your second point. So, ito yung gagawin pong y-axis. So, that will be 0 minus 3 is equal to, over x sub 2 -3 minus 0. 0 minus 3, that will be -3. -3 minus 0, that will be also -3. -3 divided by -3, that will be equal to 1. Your m is equal to 1. That is the slope. Okay, so that will be all for week 5 for our mathematics 8 module. So I hope nakakatulong lahat ng binibigay kong videos. Sana makatulong sa lahat ng mga ginagawa niyong module. I hope na hindi kayo na-stress sa pagsasagot, at again yun nga, nakakatulong ang aking mga videos para po sa pagsasagot po ng module ninyo. Yun lamang po at magandang araw. Bye-bye.